All right, update on the garden. It's June 5th or 6th, something like that. Everything's doing great. We've had a super cool and wet spring, which has been wonderful for the garden. These onions, last year were getting baked. This year they're thriving. The thing about their slow growth is that if you have slow growth, they start bulbing up when the daylight starts getting shorter, and I believe that's only like 7 or 8 days away. So they're gonna get a great start. So let's see, the tomatoes are starting to take off. The potatoes are really taking off. And as we move our way over here, we got asparagus. You can see it in there somewhere. There it is. We got a chicken clucking in the background. And as we come over here, the peppers are the only ones that really haven't done anything, and that's mainly because it's been so cool. But we're predicted to be in the high 80s, mid to high 80s next week for a little while before another storm comes in. But that should give them a great start. Of course, we've got the garlic. So this year I grew a soft neck or a hard neck. And the one thing about hard necks is that they don't store well, but they're cold tolerant. So we'll see. I want something that stores well. So next year I'll probably put in a soft neck variety. And I'm sure they'll be fine because when we moved out here, I brought some over that I had my garden in Eureka, and I planted them in the front, and they did just fine. Minus 20 degrees, and they grew. So I'm gonna try them again next year. And as you can see, the gherkins, excuse me, are taking off. They sat there for a couple weeks in the cold, wet weather, and they're starting to get some movement going on. I got my barbecue, or whatever you call it, over there. I'm going to be cooking up some chicken. Got the smoke coming this way. Then over here I got my beans, and they're really taking off. And as you can see, they had a really hard time. I planted them too early, so that isn't bugs. That's from the cold, wet. They were all kind of rotten when they came up. So I was a little concerned about that, on how well they'll do. So I planted some other ones, and they're coming up with no rotter issues. So it'll be fun to compare the two. And then the carrots, the same thing. With the onions last year, the carrots were just getting baked, and they weren't doing well at all. This year, completely different story. They are doing great. Okay, so that's an update. See, I got some flowers. I see posts and my friends on Facebook and stuff, they've already got ripe tomatoes. Well, that doesn't happen around these parts unless you grow them indoors. But I'm not going to be doing that. Well, I start them indoors. And then here are the potatoes again. Look at that. And then I planted these later. So these are the Territorial Seed Company potatoes. Actually, all these are Territorial Seed Company. And then those I got at a local hardware store. Those are Montana grown potatoes. Same variety. So, it'll be fun to compare the two. All right, that's it. Update on Garden 2022.